But there was up. Feel me, stand, say what's up. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You can get with this, but you can get with that. You better get with this one. This one's that. What's up? 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 And he's giving it something, leaving the competition. Making them disappear, favorite magician. Alright, the wheels fall off.
Hello, and welcome to episode 13, 14.
13, 14. One
Does
of
that
the
mean-
teens.
Go to Anchor is our best place to check that.
Yeah,
I want to say 13. No, it's
I
14,
think you're
isn't it?
right. While he's checking that, I'm going to check our link trees because you should too. And you should follow all of our link trees and interact with us outside of the podcast.
And we're going to delete this, an awkward attempt at last week's. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14.
This is 14. All right, welcome to episode 14 of What's Up? With
Yeah.
Xander Otto.
So let's start out with, what are you drinking there, bud?
The love of my life. Pitch Black Mountain Dew is back, baby.
Yeah. As to which, believe it or not,
Which I wish I had a can right next to me, but I don't. And plus, we get copyrighted.
it gets me into the ones I told you about as you were getting ready.
Oh no.
So we need everybody's help to help us, not you, to help us.
Me, but yes.
If any of you know us at all, you know that we need this more than anybody in the entire world.
Oh, okay. So it must be huge then. Like, I don't know about this. Okay. What are we doing? What's happening?
So, why is we doing? That's what's happening. Okay. All right. So, we have on Thursday, it was announced on their Instagram that it's not going to be available in stores. Only 750 bottles were made. You can only win by entering a contest. The contest is open until February 8th.
Okay.
In honor of National Hot Sauce Day, in 3 days from today, on January 22nd,
Okay.
we are getting Mountain Dew Baja Blast Hot Sauce.
Okay.
I am so interested in trying it.
I'll try it live on the podcast. We'll try it live on the podcast.
Right, we have to win this contest.
If y'all help us win, we will try it live on the podcast. And I'll go a step further. You want to see me suffer? If we win, I'll get Carolina Reaper cheese balls and I'll eat those on the podcast. I'll do it. You really want to help us win? That's the goal. You want to see me eat Carolina Reaper cheese balls all throughout the podcast? No breaks. I will. That's all right. I'll make that deal.
We vaguely talked about doing the one chip challenge. Well, on the podcast we haven't talked about it, but we
have.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a really funny ass podcast, though.
Yeah.
Like me
Well,
eating soup, like something.
So you know, because of how the cheese balls went for me, that I would not make it 10 seconds with the one chip challenge.
No, I would make it maybe 10.6 seconds.
I would be down and out for. I'd be down and out for the rest of the episode.
Well, so I wouldn't be down and out. I'd just be miserable. So if you want to see me miserable for however long the podcast will go, help us win this contest. Buy me Carolina Reaper cheese balls. Do what you won't.
So, however, we kind of started it a little differently just because we wanted to mention the Pitch Black Mountain Dew.
It's back, baby.
Let's mention our shirts that we're wearing for this week's episode.
Yeah, what are you wearing, man? I can't really see you that well.
Ding dong. Hello.
I really hope to God that it doesn't pick that shit up. I am wearing Bullet Club. One of their old shirts.
Young Bucks.
Young Bucks, not Bullet Club. Young Bucks.
It says Bullet Club on the
Same
arm.
Bullet- In my defense, the Young Bucks used to be part. Wait, were they part of the Bullet Club? Oh,
Yes,
God, no.
it says Bullet Club on the arm.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yes, so Young Bucks, one of their old shirts, Bullet Club, technically. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're good.
I don't even know what shirt I'm wearing this week. But no, we both have wrestling shirts. Finally, thankfully.
I've got a lot of interesting articles up. Actually, I do have a decent amount of WWE, but I also have a decent amount of other random stuff.
I also have a few random things that don't pertain to anything in particular that we ever talk about.
Jared Leto. This is the name I brought up 2 minutes ago. You had no idea who I was talking about. Jared Leto?
No, who is that?
So, he's doing a Tron sequel that's apparently finally moving forward.
Okay, do we need a Tron sequel?
A third Tron film. Tron Ares.
Do we need a Tron sequel?
I don't know. It depends. As long as people are coming back and it's the first one was, I feel like, ahead of its time, but because of that, some of the effects were really weird. The second one was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, as long as this one's real freaking 3D, they're possibly doing 3D for this one.
Oh, that'll impact me. That'll impact my decision.
Oh, that was supposed to be. No, they're talking about for the 2010. Never mind. For the second one. Yeah, I guess it wasn't quite 3D, but they had 3D.
By the way, I want to apologize to Xander and to everybody. I'm full of blind jokes today. We're just going to have to accept it. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so as long as people are back and stuff makes sense and doesn't ruin it, I'm all for it because I loved to heck the second one.
Full disclosure, never saw the second one.
You started to.
I did start to, but I never finished it.
Because I know you. Started to watch it with you with the description.
Wasn't it Rumble or Mania or something? Like we were both hammered, and you were like, "Let's watch Tron."
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and then like we did start it. Actually, I think we finished it. But again,
I did not.
We were hammered.
I did not finish it with you. We got a decent way through.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I finished it because I was like, I'm going for that.
Netflix founder Reed Hastings is giving up his CEO role.
I wish Vince McMahon would do that. Yeah. Wait, really? Actually.
He had a co-CEO, Ted Sarandos. He had stepped up in July of 22, or no. He co-founded Netflix in 1997. Ted Sarandos was promoted to co-CEO alongside him in July 2020. So he is going to remain in his position, and Greg Peters, most recently Chief Operating Officer, will assume the post of co-CEO in Hastings' place.
Oh, so they're just kind of switching spots?
Or did
I get the names wrong?
Hastings tweeted on Thursday that he plans to stay on as executive chairman.
Okay,
so he's going.
He's still gonna. So he just stepped down as COO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, CEO. There's a different person for COO.
Yeah.
Greg Peters, most recently COO, will assume. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I don't know if that means changes are coming or not, but probably not.
As long as they keep with audio descriptions on at least their original shows and getting audio descriptions to as many shows as they possibly can.
Right.
Because, can I branch into what we started a second ago just because it's about Netflix?
Okay.
That 90s show came out apparently today. And I have already watched 3 episodes. And it's everything that I expected, except it's not. It's weird. So like I knew it wouldn't be following like the main group, right? Like Eric, Donna, like those guys. I knew it wouldn't be following them because it said in the like description of the show that like it was following their kids, right? They still make such like random co-appearances that it feels like they're still on the show. Like Fez just showed up out of nowhere, like owning a salon. Spoiler alerts. Spoiler alerts for the first like 3 episodes for about 10 seconds. And like Kelso showed up for a second with his kid. I believe it was only one kid. And you saw Eric and Donna show up. They were only in that first episode.
Okay.
But that was like, it really is following them. But Kitty and Retta are constant, and it's weird. Like, I feel like if Kitty and Retta are constant, they should do something else, but they can't, but they should, but they're not. But I don't know how to feel.
Right.
I'm so on the fence about it. I'm enjoying it, but it's weird. And I realized I hate audio descriptions with sitcoms like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was talking over them, and, like, there were just certain things that, like, I just didn't need to know. Like, maybe through, like, the second or third time I watch it, I'll, like, love it. First time, I want to hear all the jokes, get all the, you know, stuff, and then I'll go into, like, the deeper meaning behind, like, what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Anyway, that was my Netflix story. I just wanted to kind of branch from yours into mine, if that made sense.
You're good. I like the advantage of, you've noticed at this point, if there's a good segue, I try to take advantage of it. So I'm very glad that you did this.
That was what I was doing. It was perfect.
Yep. Anytime you can do that, go for it. All right, so I have a lot of my articles when I prepare for this. Most of the time, rather than not, I just pull the articles up and I read them as I'm pulling, as we go over them in podcast. So let's take a look at this article titled "Facebook and Instagram Told to Lift the Ban on Bare Breasts."
Ooh. I mean, okay.
The nipple may soon be freed, at least on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, I mean, it's. I guess it's a natural bodily thing that female. You know what I mean? Like, I think where they're coming from. I think I don't know.
So, I mean, this kind of goes back, and I don't remember word for word anything that we said, but, you know, back on our old channel, and it should be still on my Daily Motion, we did in I'm Right, You're Wrong on
bras, right?
Well, bras and modesty. I think those were 2 separate episodes, actually, but
I think you're right, actually. I think we did one on bras specifically, and then we did modesty.
And I believe I do recall somewhere in there that I had mentioned that, I don't remember if it was research or not part, but that we're one of the very, only places that makes a women's breasts or nipples sexual. Most other places in the world, they're not a sexual part. It's just...
it's just part of them.
Yeah.
Which, to a point, I do agree with that.
The oversight board.
Point. Like, I feel like I agree. Like, we've made it super sexualized at this point.
The oversight board came to the same conclusion that Free the Nipple advocates have been saying for years. The policy doesn't make sense and doesn't work in practice.
Yeah.
Restrictions and exceptions on. So I guess it comes down to, and again, anybody that knows me knows where I'm at on it. It comes down to non-binary people and LGBT and breast surgery and all that stuff, I guess, is what it comes down, is what it's coming down to. So
I don't know. I just like it. Like, it has been super sexualized, like, in our society, but it's not something that they can outright change, like, if they want it. You know what I mean? Like, if they didn't want to, or they wanted to, or what have you. Like, it's, you know.
Yeah. All right, so
show them, they can show them. We can show ours.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I don't, but you can.
I'm not all. I mean, again, gross modesty. I think even for that was one of the things I do remember mentioning in that video, which I still feel that way. A guy at a gym wearing like a shirt that has like the sides cut out, like
No,
that's unnecessary and stupid, and you're just trying to look hot, attractive, whatever. I think it's stupid. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Somebody just joined on Discord.
That was me. I'm trying to, because apparently, and I didn't realize it, but apparently when I shared, which I'm going to get into shortly, I'll let you go with one of your weird things first. But when I shared the update on the Dungeons and Dragons open game license, I shared it to the Ravenloft voice channel. So I was trying to get that pulled up so I can read from it.
So I will go with one of my. I'll go with some music news this week. If you're a fan of Fall Out Boy still, after however many, they released a new song this week called "Love from the." Shoot. Well, voiceover's gonna have to happen because it's right on the top of the playlist. If you're not following the playlist, you follow my Twitter and you'll find the playlist. It is a beautiful collection of songs from every genre imaginable and some that you've never heard of before. It is called Love from the Other Side. And that was their new song. And my opinion, they went right back to Thanks for the Memories kind of era with this one, which I am in love with. Also, Joe from Fall Out Boy. I believe, I don't remember what instrument he plays in Fall Out Boy. Yell at me if you want to. I just don't remember at the current moment. He is taking a break from Fall Out Boy until future notice. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Also, this week we had new Ed Sheeran apparently came out earlier today. Still haven't listened to it. Not a huge fan of Ed Sheeran. I'm very, very picky on what he releases.
I don't like anything by him.
Say
So I don't like anything by him.
Yeah, no. And I'd say like 8 times out of 10, I don't either. But there's like the few gems I'm like, you know what? Okay, fair enough. I got you.
Yeah.
Haven't listened to that yet. Periphery released 2 new tracks this week. Holy absolute hell. I cannot wait for their album.
Didn't we mention that last week?
I mentioned that they were going to. Now I've listened to them.
Oh, okay.
Unless I did mention last week that they already released them. I'm pretty sure it was this week.
I could have swore you said last week that you did.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you said it was within like 24 hours of each other.
No, that was Sleep Token.
Oh, she's nice, my guy. All right.
Sleep Token released 2 singles within 24 hours. This one was Periphery was just like, yeah, we're just gonna release both of these at the same time here. So I cannot wait for the new album, which I believe is in March. Let's see, what else did I have? Obviously Notions, who I've been becoming a fan of, recently released something new, which they do almost every week, I feel like.
You want to talk about that one band?
Dayseeker?
Yeah.
Yeah, top 4, BB.
I didn't mean that. I just meant about talking about them in general, but okay.
Well, they haven't released anything since their last album, which was last year.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to go listen to some Dayseeker, you can go listen to some Dayseeker, but apparently don't put them on shuffle because they are very different than what you think they are. Because somebody who's sadly tried out for them, I was like, is this them? It sounds like them. And then I had Xander play a song that I knew for a fact was them. Same page, complete different sound, right?
Yeah. That was definitely strange.
So, yeah. Let's Yeah, so they are gonna go out on tour. How about that?
All right, so I will discuss real quick, and then while you're getting ready for your next one, some Power Rangers news. I got two of them. First one, Netflix has apparently now they're doing the 30-year reunion. Believe it or not, it's been 30 years since Power Rangers came out. We have
Wait, 30. Wait. Since what?
since Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I feel old. Okay.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always, will premiere April 19th on Netflix.
Which
We
means
have returning for this reunion episode, which it is, I guess, a brand new Mighty Morphin episode. I think, if my understanding is, it's not a movie; it's just like a one episode thing, and it's not going to be with anything else. So I don't know. We have David Yost, the original Blue Ranger, the original Black Ranger, Walter Jones,
Okay.
the second Red Ranger, Steve Cardenas, the second Pink Ranger, Captain Sutherland, the second Yellow Ranger, Karin Ashley, and the second Black Ranger, Johnny Young Bosch. This was made before Jason David Frank passed away, but I guess he wasn't interested. I was told on things online, but according to this article, Austin St. John is not there. But there is footage of during the trailer. There's footage of the Green Ranger, and the things I read said that Austin St. John was in the Green Ranger suit. So I don't know what's going on with that. The original Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson, is not on there. She said, "For the record, I never said no. I just didn't say yes to what was offered." And again, obviously, Thuy Trang, the original Yellow Ranger, is not going to be there since she died back in 2001. But there is supposed to be, I don't remember the actress's name, and it's not in this particular article. There is someone that is supposed to be playing her daughter in this. I don't know if you can call it a full reboot, but the really fun part is that while most of the Rangers had overlap, because again, this was some of the second and some of the original Rangers for Mighty Morphin, I believe it was Johnny Young, it was Walter E. Jones, the original Black Ranger, and the second Red Ranger, Steve Cardenas, I believe, have never been together on screen before.
Really?
Because I do know that, obviously there was, when for most of the second Rangers, they had, the transfer ceremony. But I guess this, because of the way changing all happened, I guess they've never been together on screen before.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting. Along the Power Rangers news, though, in the current the new season that is coming out, we are going to have our first full Red female Ranger. Back when we had Samurai, we did have Lauren showed up for I don't know how many episodes, and she was like a co-Red Ranger kind of thing. But in the new suits, the new team that we had last season, because everybody's got 2 seasons now, with the suit change, there's going to be a full female Red Ranger for the whole season. So that's a big step forward.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah. All right, your go.
My go. Okay. So, are we getting into wrestling yet?
Not yet. Is that all you have?
No. But I was just making sure because I want to start the wrestling off with something specific.
Okay.
So, I have right here on Twitter from where did it go? I had it 5 seconds ago. After Brandon sacrifice, there we go. WrestleVotes tweeted the reasonings behind Cody Rhodes' Royal Rumble return being announced.
Oh,
have you seen this?
Okay. I have not.
So it says the reasoning behind his return being announced is because number one, everyone already assumed it would happen. And number two, they're very excited for the surprises that they already have.
Okay, with that logic, why haven't... I mean, at this point, with that same logic, couldn't they just tell us that The Rock is coming back? Because
At that same logic, yes. But that's also part of me's going like, is he actually going to come back at Rumble? Because now, wait, does it say 1, 2, 3 surprises like I thought it says?
well, there's also been... Oh, which I want to get into that later after we start talking wrestling.
Say again?
Nothing. Continue.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I went straight into wrestling and you... Wow.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing, but I was like, whatever.
Oh, no, it had a... It was right on top of the things that I had. Sorry.
All right, well, we'll come back to that. Okay, I got one quick one, and then one more big, semi-big thing, which is, again, the open gaming license. This one kind of affects, I believe, and I'm not entirely sure. I think you've said it's your favorite restaurant. Either that or your second favorite underneath Taco Bell.
Okay.
Let's go this way. What is your favorite restaurant?
Olive Garden.
Okay, what's your second favorite restaurant?
Olive Garden. No shit. I don't know. Fazoli's? No, just kidding. Shoot, I don't know, man, actually.
Culver's.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Culver's.
Culver's is making a big change.
What are you doing?
They're switching.
Bacon burger? I'm going to be pissed.
They're switching from Pepsi to Coke.
Well, there goes my Fruit Punch Mountain Dew mixture in Culver's. Good thing I have Pitch Black for 20 minutes.
Hey, I'm not dealing with that.
What?
Cats getting upset at each other.
Oh.
Really just Skeeker. Skeeker gets mad when anybody comes within like 5 feet of her. All right, so then I'll go into my D&D thing before we go to wrestling. And then you said you still had other things, didn't you?
No, apparently not.
Oh, okay.
In my head, the order was like I had something above that, and then when I went to actually look, it was wrestling, and like I didn't realize what I had said before.
Oh.
So I just went and just like straight like the top thing that I had.
Oh, okay. All right, so
My bad.
over the other big major thing we talked about last week on the D&D open gaming license, which everybody was pissed off about. So there's a new one, or it's not the new one. Here's what was said. Kyle Brink, the executive producer on D&D, he said, it's my team that makes the game we all play. Just because of how big this was last week and how big the community is with this, I'm just going to read the whole thing. It's not super long. He says, D&D has been a huge part of my life long before I worked at Wizards and will be for a long time after I'm done. My mission and that of the entire D&D team is to help bring everyone the creative joy and lifelong friendship that D&D given us. The past days and weeks have been incredibly tough for us as players, fans, and stewards of whom we can't and we won't let things continue like this. I'm here today to talk about a path forward. First, though, let me start with an apology. We are sorry. We got it wrong. Our language and requirements in the draft OGL were disruptive to creators and not in support of our core goals of protecting and cultivating an inclusive play environment and limiting the OGL to TTRPGs. Then we compounded things by being silent for too long. We hurt fans and creators when more frequent and clearer communications could have prevented so much of this. Starting now, we're going to do this a better way, more open and transparent with our entire community of creators, with the time to iterate, to get feedback, to improve. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's how we do it for the game itself. So let's do it that way for the OGL too. We'll listen to you, and then we'll share with you what we've heard, much like we do in our Unearthed Arcana and 1 D&D playtests. This will be a robust conversation before we release any future version of the OGL. Here's what to expect. 1. On or before Friday, January 20th, which is going to be tomorrow, We'll share new proposed OGL documentation for your review and feedback, much as we do with playtest materials. 2. After you review the proposed OGL, you'll be able to fill out a quick survey, much like Unearthed Arcana playtest feedback surveys. It will ask you specific questions about the document and include open form fields to share any other feedback you have. 3. The survey will remain open for at least 2 weeks and will give you advance notice before it closes so that everyone who wants to participate can complete the survey. Then we will compile, analyze, react to, and present back what we heard from you. Finally, you deserve some stability and clarity. We are committed to giving creators both input into and room to prepare for any update to the OGL. Also, there's a ton of stuff that isn't going to be affected by an OGL update. So today, right now, we'll lay out all the areas that this conversation won't touch. Any changes to the OGL will have no impact on at least these creative efforts. Your video content. Whether you are a commentator, streamer, podcaster, live playcast member, or other video creator on platforms like YouTube and Twitch and TikTok, you have always been covered by the Wizards fan content policy. The OGL doesn't and won't touch any of this.
Woo.
Your accessories for your own content. No changes to the OGL will affect your ability to sell minis, novels, apparel, dice, and other related items to your creations, characters, and worlds.
Okay.
Non-public works. For instance, contracted services. You use the OGL if you want to publish your works that reference 5th edition content through the SRD. That means paid DM services, consulting, and so on aren't affected by the OGL. VTT content. Any updates to the OGL will allow any creator to publish content on VTTs. It will still allow VTT publishers to use OGL content on the platform. I'm not going to lie, I'm not entirely sure what that stands for.
Nope.
DM's Guild content. The content you release on DM's Guild is published under a community content agreement with Dungeon Masters Guild. This is not changing. Your OGL 1.0 content. Nothing will impact any content you have published under that. That will always be licensed under that. Your revenue. There will be no royalty or financial reporting requirements. Your ownership of your content. You will continue to own your content with no license back requirements. That is all from me for now. You will hear again from us on or before Friday as described above, and we look forward to the conversation. Kyle Brink, Executive Producer, Dungeons & Dragons.
And that being said, roll for initiative.
Yes.
Why doesn't he end it?
I don't have a D20 with me.
What?
I don't have a D20 with me. They're all out in my car. Or upstairs. Wait, I have my big one. Hang on.
This all started off as a joke, and now he's going to get his giant D20 to roll for initiative.
I got a nat 20.
All right. You go second to last.
Hey, don't you have your dice? You just found them today.
Yeah, but I can't see what they are.
Understandable. All right.
So, first off, if I was really a D&D, like, executive or whatever, I'd end every statement with "Let's roll for initiative."
Understood.
I don't care, like, how professional it's going to be. I don't care if it's, like, a board... No, not a board meeting, but, like, any sort of statement like that. End it, roll for initiative.
You start the board meeting with roll for initiative.
Yeah. Second, beautiful doesn't touch us.
Yep.
Third, beautiful doesn't touch us.
Yep.
Fourth, I'm glad that they actually put something out like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He admitted, like, hey, we took too long.
Yeah.
Which is good. Beautiful. All right. And Christina left with the freaking carnival.
All right, we should get into that too when we come back. Remind me, we'll go back to D&D since we started that back up.
Okay.
But let's start our wrestling stuff.
All right. So I'm going to apparently restart wrestling with we here at What's Up want to send our condolences to the friends, family of Jay Briscoe, who unfortunately died this week.
Yeah.
Xander does not really know he knows who he is, but He was a Ring of Honor original way back when. He tagged with his brother Mark Briscoe for years. Current Ring of Honor tag team champions. And he died, I believe, on yesterday. Tuesday or Wednesday. I can never really get the date right, unfortunately. I believe it was Tuesday. But unfortunate tragedy. He was only 38 years old. And we here just want to send our condolences to his friends and family, and just AEW, WWE even, they stopped NXT to let everyone know of this happening, which was incredible for WWE to do. Kind of getting into that really quick, New Day had a funeral segment planned for whoever's shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships. As soon as they heard about Jay Briscoe's death, New Day and Shawn Michaels nixed that segment entirely, and that's where we got the New Day segment that we got that night. They announced it on commentary. It was a very beautiful thing for WWE to do. All over Twitter, everyone is expressing their condolences. Everyone from Bayley, Seth Rollins, the Young Bucks, Sammy Guevara, Sami Zayn, like everyone. So I just wanted to start off our wrestling with saying our condolences to his friends and family, because they're the most important ones in this. Anyway, let's get on to some more positive news.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. From a very somber thing to trying to get to something happy, but I feel like that needed to be first.
Yeah, understandable. All right, I do actually. Before I get into all my actual articles, you mentioned there was something you were mentioning when you talked about Cody Rhodes that made me think about something I wanted to get into.
Surprises, Rock.
Nope, I can't remember. Hopefully, I remember if something else comes up in these other articles. All right. I don't know if you know. I did not know. I feel like I may have mentioned it before in passing, and I just straight up don't remember.
Okay.
Did you know that JoJo is engaged with Bray Wyatt?
Who? JoJo who?
Joanne Offerman, formerly known as JoJo in WWE.
Really?
Apparently.
Wow. For half a second, and I'm ashamed of myself, and I'm going to take a drink because I'm ashamed. They
became engaged April of last year and have 2 children together.
They do?
Yeah, apparently.
Full disclosure, I forgot all about JoJo.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine being engaged to Bray Wyatt? Not Wyndham Rotunda. Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so in this particular article, it's really funny. She said, well, I know what's funny is that Wyndham, who you all know I'm with now, he used to say, I can't be filmed for Total Divas. I remember quite a few of us would go around his area because they couldn't film him.
Yeah.
So trying to get away from the cameras.
They go to Bray.
Yeah.
Honestly, makes sense. If you don't want a minute of you getting filmed, just fucking go around somebody who's not getting filmed.
Yeah.
Or can't be filmed. He's like, nah, fam, not doing it.
Yep.
Oh. Wow, I forgot all about her. A really funny tweet that I saw right before we started recording. WWE Creative Humor on Twitter. If you don't follow them, you should.
I don't think it's not my kind of humor for the most. There are some that are funny, but it's just not my kind of humor for the most part.
Well, this one's gonna be funny. It says, "Raw Triple X doesn't sound like a monumentous event. What it does sound like is something that Vince McMahon needs to make some people sign an NIA agreement to, or NDA agreement to." And if you're not following WWE Creative Humor, you really should. They've got, again, it's not everybody's humor. It's 9 times out of 10 mine. Sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
if you like funny jokes about wrestling and like during the shows they tweet random things and it's fantastic if you like that kind of stuff. I do know that R-Truth follows them.
Well, that shouldn't be too much.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
And did you see the TikTok I sent you the other day with him? Yesterday? Or did I not send it to you?
I don't recall getting it.
Okay, well, it's something that we cannot talk about on the podcast. But it's one of his... I didn't know that was PG. So I will send it to you after this podcast. But, yeah, go follow him on TikTok, too. Also. More importantly, follow us, but go follow him after.
Okay, with WWE supposedly working on the tag team division again, in particular, they're supposed to build up Thank you.
Come again.
Ronda and Shayna Baszler is supposed to officially become a tag team.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Shayna needs something. You know I love Shayna.
I love Shayna too, which is why she needs to be pushed as a single star.
I agree with that, but she needs something so that they don't can release her. That's what I'm worried about. It's like they don't have anything for her, and I know Triple H isn't, famous for this, and Triple H is still quote unquote firmly the head of creation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm scared that Shayna's not going to have anything. So anything building for her is beautiful to me. No, we can call him like the oh shoot, what would we call him? The I thought of a terrible name, but that's not. Anyway, no, like both of them need something, especially after Ronda losing the title with Flair. Let's build them as a tag team, have them split up, have Shayna freaking dominate Ronda.
Listen, I mean this in the nicest... No, I don't. I don't mean it in the nicest way. Why is Ronda sticking around? Isn't that... I feel like that's the reason they just kind of awkwardly took the title off of her. Like, yeah, she's not going to come promos. Maybe that's why they're pairing her with someone. But why is she sticking around?
I don't know. Maybe she quote-unquote likes the sport, and it's a fake sport, though, but she doesn't like it, but she likes it, but it's fake, and F you, and...
I don't know.
I've been seeing so many videos recently, like, just about, like, how wrestling's fake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, like, I've been getting all of them. And God.
No, I was going to say, I don't think I've been seeing any of those lately.
I've been seeing a few. And my favorite now is, oh, shoot, who was it on? It was on, like, a morning show. And it was Roddy Piper and Fabulous Moolah and Sting.
Oh, nope, I've seen something similar.
Well,
that was just
it was Moolah, and the guy said, like, well, wrestling's fake. Like, there's never a bruise on any of you. And Roddy Piper just shows him his steel hip and his wrist, and he's like, this wrist is 7 years it's been broken. And, like, he starts yelling at him. He's like, Owen Hart's dead. You go ahead and you go tell Mrs. Hart how fake wrestling is.
Yeah.
And he just kind of stopped in his tracks. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
Because it is staged, but
Scripted.
it is not fake.
I don't know. I find it weird that that's the word you use, is staged. Because we did that, I don't know if it was during the podcast or what, but we were having a similar conversation recently somewhere, and you said staged.
I use staged and scripted. Staged also is like, yeah, they plan out some of the moves, like especially if you're, like newer, they'll be like, okay, this is exactly the moves we're gonna do at exactly the time. I feel like staged and scripted are two different words.
Exactly. That's why I'm thrown off that you use the word staged. Because again, my understanding from what I've seen in Total Divas and stuff is, again, yeah, some of it's staged and some of the moves are like
move for move.
But in most cases, it's more of just trust each other. They plan out the matches themselves.
Yeah, they go and they're like, all right, we're going to do this, this, and this, and then we'll just fill in the rest later.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where it's scripted. It's like, okay, we know points A through E, We'll figure out, what comes between those. And then I feel like scripted, yes, is like a, like, all right, we're going to do this move, you know what I mean? And
Well, my understanding is that scripted is more of like, hey, Lashley's going to win this match. You guys go decide, how you want shit to happen. Or, Lashley's going to lose to pinfall. You guys go determine how
it's going to work.
Yeah, you guys go determine what happens in between.
I don't know.
Just make sure that with Rumble coming up, he gets thrown over the ropes and be like, "Oh, this is what could happen on Saturday." Stuff like that. Like that, in my opinion, is scripted.
The word staged. I'm not sure.
Maybe we'll have to look into the details on this.
Sure. But no, like, kind of going back to it is scripted / stage / whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But the consequences are real. Like Cody Rhodes' pectoral muscle, like you look at that and you tell me that's fake.
Yeah. And I will admit that there are very obvious.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Not botches, but botches.
Yeah, that'll work. Like then, the most obvious ones are like when they're going over the top rope to try to knock down like 3 other people that are down there, and they just miss, and they all fall anyway.
Yeah. There's a few like that. But we're not sitting here like wrestling fans going, "This is 1000% real." No, we're not doing that. Like we know it's not real.
My favorite and probably your favorite botch of all time. My hole.
Yes. Oh, my hole.
For those who don't know, we are referring to Nia Jax.
I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I don't know what brought it up in my head, but I was at work. And I just remember thinking, my hole. Something someone said. And my mind immediately just went, I bet you she wanted to say ass, and she couldn't.
Probably.
So she just had to say
Probably. Well, again, you gotta give a little credit that this was during the Thunderdome era, so there weren't people officially there.
During the Thunderdome era?
Yeah, there were the screens. There wasn't officially people there.
Really? Was it during the? I thought it was after.
Nope.
Wow. Okay, never mind that.
So she may have possibly been able to a little more than usual get away with saying ass. Yeah.
But don't you wish you would have been in the Thunderdome, man?
No. Actually, the more I think about it, it was cool to at least have fans there and some sort of thing, but I don't know.
I love the AEW signs that randomly pop up and they just shut off their screen.
All right, so are you done with breast? I mean, I want to come back to WWE and talk about the Rumble a lot and Raw 30, but I do want to, before we get into talking about those, do you have any other WWE stuff before I go to AEW?
No.
All right, so this article actually kind of is an in-between article, which is what will be our... No, I can't think of the word. Well, you just used it earlier.
Bridge / transition.
Sure. Yeah. All right, so back
How long do I have before you read this article?
It's not going to be long. Why?
Never mind. Go ahead.
So not too long ago, WWE was known for releasing a bunch of people, specifically from NXT.
Yes.
One of us was Aqua. AQA. I'm assuming it's Aqua.
Yeah, no idea.
So apparently back in February 2022, she had inked a deal with AEW. She only made a few appearances and didn't have much success with her time before, much success before her time with the company was over. Words. According to Fightful's paywall, Aqua was officially removed from the AEW roster page.
Just now?
This article was put out.
Wow, okay. Good for her sitting on the payroll for a while at least.
I guess that's the thing, is that she just posted the deal. This came after her deal expired with the company, and she also announced that she was stepping away from the business.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was gonna say, like, good for her for like sticking with the payroll, but yeah, never mind.
and then I have one article about AEW before, because I know, or no, not NXT. I was thinking you watched NXT this week. I was thinking,
I did watch NXT.
so we'll get back into that. Did you watch? Did you watch AEW or no?
I unfortunately did not. I heard it was a really good show.
Okay, so apparently there is a tag team that is getting split up this week on Rampage.
Oh damn. Okay.
And they kind of hinted at it.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
What?
I said spoiler alert if you're gonna tell who it is.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I guess if you watched, what other do they have that Wednesday?
Yeah, they have Rampage on Fridays. They film it on Wednesdays. Like if you're in the arena, you know.
Oh, okay.
Not, you don't know who it is unless
Well,
it's been whatever.
Even that they hinted at it on the previous episode because the tensions have been boiling, I guess. And it appears the House of Black have finally managed to break apart Kingston and Ortiz.
Oh, they were kind of fun. Well, I guess I'll watch that tomorrow on Rampage.
I guess. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So on this week's episode of Rampage, there was I guess they came out with separate entrances for a segment.
Ooh.
Or they came out with separate entrances.
See, I like Eddie Kingston. Like after that article I read about like how he came up.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know.
I don't know if I ever finished reading that. I don't think I have the article either anymore. I could probably find it if I wanted to, but
yeah, no, it was super interesting read. I'm sure everybody read it by now, but super interesting.
All right, so you go ahead and talk about NXT, and then we'll start talking about Raw 30 and Rumble.
Oh, for shoot's sake! NXT, I lost track a lot, but from what I did see. Well, something I realized apparently this week was Ava Raine is Rock's daughter. Part of me knew that, but I didn't put two and two together. I don't know why. Because I was watching like old Schism things, and I love the Schism now more than ever. Oh man, like there was that planned funeral segment that got botched because of Jay Briscoe's death, and it turned into just the New Day kind of going off on whoever the number one tag team contenders are. Honestly, like I'm so bad at NXT. Like I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to watch it. I'm trying to pay attention. It doesn't hook me, and I really want it to. And so I'm forcing myself to watch it every week. Not forcing, but, But the big thing at NXT that I had was that they mentioned Jay Briscoe, I guess. And you may have to fill some space, because I really have to use the bathroom.
All right, well, I had to go disappear to grab my Raw Tag Team title. So you go ahead and use the bathroom real quick.
Okay, you'll set the cut, I guess, for a second. Or nope, we're not.
One to fill in the space, remember?
Oh, yeah. Here,
all right, so I will start talking about Raw 30. So we got a pretty big card for Raw 30. We got, which I don't. Well, we'll come back to it because Otto's got that himself. But we have, and they're supposedly finally splitting them back up. The Usos versus the Judgment Day for the Raw Tag Team titles. The right is very obnoxious on my title. Which again, I think I mentioned on last week's podcast, the Judgment Day has said in the past, I think it was Damian Priest, that they don't need a title for Judgment Day to be a big, what's the word he used? Big stable, an important stable. He thinks that they were being... It wasn't push. What wording he used. But, same basic concept, he thought they were fine. They were, evil, bad enough, whatever, that they didn't need a title. We have Becky Lynch versus Bayley in a steel cage match. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Did you bring your title or other title?
Which one?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
This is how we know we're live, people.
Yeah.
This is how we vote. This is how we know. One take. Ugh.
As I already mentioned, that's how I started. We have on Raw 30, we have the Usos versus the Judgment Day for the tag team title. Supposedly they're actually splitting them up.
Yep.
And then we also have, which I hadn't mentioned yet, I came back, we have Austin Theory versus Lashley for United States title. That's what I wanted to mention earlier, now but I remembered. So it had to do with this part that I'm about to mention. The acknowledgement ceremony for the bloodline, supposedly they said, is going to include every generation of that group. So there's a possibility, like you said, that maybe they're...
You know what The Rock is cooking?
Yes, there's a possibility of The Rock coming for that. I'm hoping, and I doubt it, but I would love to see Naomi. I don't know if that...
Well, technically she's not part of the...
No?
I mean, like, part of the family, but she's not part of the bloodline.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would love to see Naomi too, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, and I highly doubt it, but I was wondering if, like, their sons, like the Usos' sons, would show up.
Probably.
Because they're still little childs, but... all right, because it's also an anniversary episode, supposedly we're going to get Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, which that much I knew, Ric Flair, X-Pac, Ron Simmons, Road Dogg, Kurt Angle. No, that's not real. That's not happening. That's not real. I choose not to believe that. Long, Jerry King Lawler,
Yes.
Nikki and Brie Bella.
Huh. Okay, so first off, I'm super excited for Teddy Long.
Yeah.
Just because he's who was SmackDown GM when I started really watching. Officially, we're getting DX back, I guess. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Again. My sink just made a very weird noise. No, it's going to be good. I'm going to have to wear...
Supposedly Hulk Hogan, apparently Hulk Hogan was supposed to be a surprise, but apparently Ric Flair accidentally leaked it.
Yeah, see? That's what happens. So what happens when you trust Ric Flair to...
Yeah.
Secrets. Oh, no.
The same article mentions the same people. The Bella twins are supposed to be there. All right.
All right, well, I guess the Bella twins are going to be there.
Are they coming back to finally do what they said at the end of, like, near the end of Total Bellas? Come back for the women's titles? The women's tag team titles weren't around when they were in. So they said they would love to come back for those at some point. They said it during Total Bellas.
I hope they don't.
Listen, all honesty, as much as I used to like Brie, I couldn't stand Nikki. Still can't. Brie is starting to become a little bit like Nikki. I do think, in all honesty, they at least deserve to have those titles for at least a minute.
You know what?
Just feel like, because they were such, I hate to say this word, but they're an iconic tag team.
They are.
They definitely deserve just to have on their resume that they've had the women's tag team titles.
But see, do they need that on their resume?
No, they don't need it. Because they've got their wine business, they've got their, whatever else they got go. They've still got Birdie B or whatever. Like, they get money-wise and everything, they should be fine. I just feel like, to an extent, for their closure, maybe they need it. Because
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there'd be a lot of.
I got it.
I mean, if they never officially come back to wrestle at all, and they're just coming back for reunion episodes, I think they might be fine. But if they come back to ever wrestle again, I feel like wrestling fans will be upset if they don't ever get those tag team titles.
I have an idea.
Uh oh.
Hear me out.
I'll hear you out, but I'm not gonna be happy.
They're gonna beat at Mania. They'll be like, we're gonna wrestle for the titles. They're gonna beat what's their fucks. Damage Control.
Yes, because remember, was it WrestleMania 2 years ago or whatever? Bailey was like an announcer or whatever, and like she got attacked by Nikki or Brie.
They're gonna have
And then
that
nothing
match.
became of it.
Then, like a few minutes after that, and I'm gonna hate this, but hear me out. Ronda and Baszler come out.
Ooh.
Slam. Thank you, ma'am. They win the titles because Nikki and Brie are like, yeah, we'll put them on the line. We're confident. Boom. Done. Ronda and Baszler, new tag team champs. They had them. Damage Control has a reason to get back because they never lost them to those two.
Interesting.
I hate that I might be right.
All right, I'm putting my title down because it's heavy, and you got two of them. I'm wondering, honestly, part of me wondering if that's why they're splitting up the tag team titles too. Is if the Usos are getting tired of holding up two every time they come out.
Well, I mean, like, this U.S. title is not as heavy as the Raw tag team one. Because I think this one's, like, at least, 6 pounds at least?
I could tell you later.
More than that?
Well, I don't know. I was just thinking I have a scale. I could weigh myself before and then hold the title. You're taking some space. You're taking some time to talk about whatever. I'm going to go find out.
Well, okay. Apparently I'm talking. So, I guess I'll keep my titles in hand while I talk about Dave Bautista, who apparently is possibly going into the Hall of Fame this year. As of right now, we don't have any entrance into the Hall of Fame for WWE. But leading people are going to be like, yeah, Batista is the first one on that docket, which I personally agree. There is a lot to say about Batista. 2-time world, or more than that probably, 4-time, I think, world heavyweight champ, 2-time WWE champion. He's freaking everywhere in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, he's all over movies. Essentially the same as John Cena, but a little better. But Batista is a first-round ballot to go in the Hall of Fame this year. But I hope he does. He deserves it. He had the first ever Punjabi prison match with Great Khali. That's never been done before or since because it was a bad idea.
7 pounds.
7 pounds?
Yep, 7 pounds for the Raw tag team title.
So I'd say this one's about 5. 4 or 5.
Okay.
But yeah, to finish out my thoughts before I put my titles down, yeah, he had the first ever Punjabi prison match, and nothing has been done since or before, so WWE, if he's not in the Hall of Fame, I don't know. Fill the void for a second, man.
All right. So,
oh, shoot, I almost dropped the tag team title on my drink.
Royal Rumble. I'm excited. It is Xander's favorite pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure I've said that now, probably the past two episodes, maybe more. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's the road to WrestleMania, and it's weird because of how long, the fact that we've been in for so long in wrestling that I actually don't know about the older wrestlers. So it's kind of weird for me for it to be my favorite in that way too. But I think part of it was just because because of like the fact that I had kind of sort of got in through watching Total Divas, and so last year or the year before the Rumble when
whatever Jillian Billy was.
No, not that. I'm talking about Cameron coming back. That one was one of my favorite moments, I think, from that Rumble.
Mine was Edge. I cried. I
Um,
legitimately cried.
So here are some of the possible surprise entrants that people are thinking. Bleacher, this is from Bleacher Report.
What?
We're thinking the Bella Twins,
No.
Naomi,
Yes.
Mickey James,
Unfortunately, no.
Trish Stratus,
Yes.
your favorite wrestler, John Cena,
Yes! Oh, God.
Stone Cold,
Okay.
supposedly, which everybody's been talking about, is The Rock.
Yeah.
And then, which I do believe this one's a higher chance than not, because I've been talking about him coming back, and I'm pretty sure he's ready as it is, Edge.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think that's what they're waiting for him to come back.
Yeah. You know, my
Personally-
number one entrant to come back as a surprise is Cody. No,
It's not a surprise anymore. He's announced. Does this article go into people who've announced? That's what I need, is a list of people who have announced.
There's been a few. I know Ray's doing it. Oh, I saw something genius, by the way,
Okay.
about Cody and Dom, or Ray and Dom. Sorry. Holy
Okay.
shit! You see how long we've been recording already?
I do.
Okay.
But, I mean, this is getting super close to Rumble. We have Raw 30 coming up. We got a decent amount of things to talk about.
I know we do. I'm just saying, like, holy hell. So there was a fantasy booking of Ray and Dominic being in the Rumble at the same time,
Mhm.
and Ray finally standing up and eliminating Dom, therefore setting up the match at Mania.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fine. I'm okay with this. Except for now we have Prison Dom.
Okay.
Which is super over with the crowd, so I don't know.
This doesn't get a lot of lists. All right, so surprise-wise, my big, I don't know if Hope is the one because I'm still not a huge fan of him, but my number one thought as a surprise entrance for the men's Royal Rumble is Big E.
Yeah, I don't know if he can wrestle, though.
I saw like weeks ago something on Instagram that he was doing with Bailey, and I'm pretty sure he was fine. Like he didn't have anything on, so I mean I can try to search up an update on Big E.
Well, no, let's have it be a surprise. Let's see. If
Who do you have?
music
Do you have an
hits, his
actual-
own music hits.
Do you actually have a surprise? Since Cody's not a surprise since he signed up.
Cody's not a surprise. Well, I know Tatanka's not going to do it because I saw a report that Tatanka was asked to be in the Rumble, but he said that he would rather cheer on his son in a wrestling tournament that night. Which, fair enough, be with your kid. You know who I've been seeing a lot of gripe from, actually, on Twitter, is Michelle McCool, Undertaker's wife.
Okay.
She, everyone's like, Michelle, be in the Rumble, be in the Rumble. And she's like, I wasn't asked to talk to WWE. But it's been she's been replying to everyone that she was never asked to do it.
Oh.
So I feel like that's kind of trying to throw us off the trail if she wasn't asked to do it.
Right.
What if Taker comes back in the Rumble?
Nope. You yourself have admitted that you think he should, like, back before I got into wrestling, one of our old YouTube
I don't
videos.
think he should. I don't think he
Yeah.
should, but will he?
Apparently, in March of this year, he's supposed to get more scans. So I don't think he'll be back for Rumble.
No.
Dang it. All right.
He might do something in Rumble, but he's not going to do much.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe he'll be one of those ones who, like, enters and, like, just immediately kind of, like, gets, like, pushed off the turnbuckle or something.
Maybe.
Just to kind of, like, have, like, the Taker's in the Rumble. Like he'll have a minute to where he can, like, clothesline everybody, and then someone's going to, like, come up from behind and, like, just kind of shove him over.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have something like that.
All right. So next week will be the one literally right before the go home episode of SmackDown and right before Rumble. So we'll probably have a lot talking about the card, talking about our bets.
We'll get into bets next week.
I'm hoping, and I don't know if that's going to be the case, because either way, I'm definitely going to tell them I need Rumble off. I'm not going to tell them that that's what it's for, but I'm hoping to have a job. I'm going to find out tomorrow, basically.
I do know for a fact I only work during the day, so I will be drinking by 4.
Yes, we will be having a party. Me, you, I don't know what, I can never remember the guy's name. Tom, Tim, Bob.
Tim Tom.
Yeah, that.
I call him Tim Tom.
And then possibly my friend.
Yes, whatever that turns out to be.
But yeah, we had a little bit longer than usual episode today. But good episode. Had a lot of stuff to talk about.
We did.
As we're done with this, we will call you so we can figure out how to enter into this contest for Mountain Dew Hot Sauce. And ding dong. Goodbye.
Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you kids do nowadays. Follow our link trees, which will be down in the description. Follow us on Twitter. Everything.
Gosh dang it. It's been fine all episode.
We'll see you in the next one.